All right, welcome back to another Clear Mud live stream. This is the Christmas Eve special. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's all cozy. I just got my heaters fixed here at the house. It has been insanely cold this past week, but no more. All right, before we get started vibing with Claude Code, I want to check up on what we've been building the past few weeks in the Chrome Web App Store. And let's scroll down to our developer dashboard. Let me update this. Yeah, and forgive the delay for anybody who was waiting an hour ago. I did have to push it back because of the technicians here. It took a while to troubleshoot, replace some parts, and make sure the heating is being dispersed throughout the house. So that was the delay that we experienced today. All right, let's make sure we're also live. And it looks like last updated the 19th. So yes, it does have version 2. Package 2.02. Perfect. So let me go into Brave, extensions, and let's remove it. I'm just going to reinstall it. And let's add to Brave, add extension. You need to stop recommending this, Google. Jesus. Make sure that's pinned. Let's set it up really quickly. Make sure everything's working as intended. Stop recommending this, Google. Jesus. All right, we are live. Perfect. Now let me go grab a fresh API key. But as you can see here, the tool that we've been building and kind of optimizing is this linked intelligence. And set up a quick demo with an unlisted video that teaches you, how to set it up. We have 5.2, 5 mini, 5 nano, 5, and then 4.1 incorporated with estimated costs per reply. Everything's stored locally, completely free to use. All right, platform.openai.com. And let's go to dashboard. I don't want to show my screen on this one because I do not want to expose the key, so bear with me 1 second. All right. Per live testing. Create. Copy that key. Paste it in there. We're going to stay on 5 nano. We're going to continue. Choose PDF. So let's look for LinkedIn profile. Continue. Let's go to my LinkedIn to grab a few posts here. Show all posts. More BAMP. So paste in 1. Paste in 2. And then let's actually go and grab company Obsidian. I built this fun tool, Repurpose OS. And let's see, Substack, this is more long form. I built a content automation main post. And then I'm going to grab the body here because yeah, let's grab that. Grab the whole thing. What's cool about this tool is I can paste in a YouTube URL and it will analyze my voice from that YouTube transcript from my long form and then give me copy for, you know, LinkedIn, Substack, and X, which is pretty fun. It's like now I don't have to type anything out. I just talk to the camera, long form, raw, paste in the YouTube URL into this OS, and it generates copy based on my voice. So then I can then in turn use that copy as source documentation for stuff like this, which is awesome. All right, we are live. So let's go find something to reply to. Memory in perplexity is extremely useful. I rarely have to give it any context before asking a question out. All right, let's generate. Takes a bit. Nice. And I'm going to reply with this one. As you can see, you can kind of edit the thing ahead of time. We're going to comment. Voila. Let's continue down. Let's go check notifications. I need to get rid of this. I'm not looking for jobs like this. This is weird. Let's go home. There we go. What's interesting is it's not. Let's do another quick hard refresh. Okay, so sometimes that's a weird little bug, but you know, it's a part of the process. Let's reply to Gary here. And I'm just going to copy that. You know what? Let's just keep it rolling. Let's see if this gives us a congratulations for James Orsini here. Oh, I love this video. Love it. I mean, it's working flawlessly. One thing I do notice, though, when I go over to 5.2, which costs the most, it's actually quicker. Put a comma there instead. And let's copy it and hit a paste. Bam. Loving it. All right. That's an old one. Let's see. I might as well get on Gary's timeline a little bit more and let's see. Get reply ideas. All right, we'll get to vibing with Claude here in a second. I did just want to test, make sure this new package is live, which it is. So if you're watching this, test it out. Let me know what you think, especially if you're on LinkedIn a bunch. Should be working pretty flawlessly. We're gonna copy that, paste that in there. Voila. Loving it. All right, this tool's great. Now, without squirrel ado, let's go into, let's close that out. And we need to open up a new cursor window here. And let's continue working on clear Kanban via Opus. Oh, whoa, what's going on? I didn't ask for this layout. There we go. Spin up Claude. Can everything be seen on screen? I think so. You can zoom in just a little bit more to make your lives easier. All right. Please analyze code base and let me know what this is. Even though I know, I just want to ask. Also, let's do another terminal. Bun run dev. We'll do this on 3009. Ah. This is bun, right? Yeah, this is. Did I forget? Bun run. No, you shouldn't have to do that. Okay. Oh, forget it. We'll just have Claude do that for us. And let's actually make sure that it's, I mean, it shouldn't be running. I stand corrected. I guess it is running. That's hilarious. All right. So this is what we were working on in our comparison video on Tuesday, and I wanted to continue working on this, taking baby steps to eventually replace Notion, right? Building out a project management dashboard just for me. This isn't another SaaS product in an oversaturated market, right? This is something that I want for me and my use cases so that I can start saving annually, you know, a couple $100. And we got to this point where, you know, each card works, you can open it up. Now the pop-up here, we need to kind of fine tune. So we're just gonna start vibing here. So let me kind of bring this down a little bit more. Put this over here so I can easily toggle between the two. All right, so when I click on a card, the pop-up module of the card, it goes full width. It's not really positioned properly. I think we should center it and give some adequate spacing or padding between the edges, right? So that it looks like it's a floating card front and center no matter the resolution. And then we should give the option to go full screen on that pop-up module. Should I want to, you know, see that screen in full. Okay, what else do we want to change here? Yeah. That should be universal. The same goes for whether I'm on board or calendar view. Right, I'm trying to optimize this, but we can move that. It changes the date. Wonderful projects. Interesting. And then let's make projects tab the home page, the default view, and turn those into kind of cards or modules, 2:1 ratio that, never mind. That's a good starting point. All right. I love the little Santa hat on Whisperflow. Let's open up Whisperflow. What happened to our, there it is. I'm gonna paste that in there. Paste that in there. And paste that in there. We're gonna get to work. And I will also pull up my Notion dashboard just to give you a preview of, what we're trying to recreate. So here's currently ClearMud's kind of layout. So I just have some notes up top. What's our chief aim? SOPs, style sheet, notepad. And then this is our kind of Kanban board view that, we have live streams, ideas, thumbnail and script, film and sort, edit. As you can see, I have a lot to edit. This one's actually going live tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to stay up late to edit this. These two, pretty much done. This one I might backlog, if I'm being honest. It was supposed to go live tomorrow, but I like the idea of doing something themed for Christmas, so I spun up that video instead. And then I also have this, content calendar set up to where it just shows, every Tuesday, Thursday, what's scheduled, what's going live, and that's pretty much all I use Notion for. I have, a personal dashboard with like a weekly kind of checklist of stuff. So it's going to take me a while to rebuild what I'm using. But I think we can get there in a few months. Just for fun, until other topics for the live stream come up. And it looks like I just received an email stating, let me pull up. If you have a Claude Pro or Max subscription, chances are you got this message. And it's a holiday gift for you. To celebrate, we're doubling your usual usage limits from midnight 25th through the end of December 31st. So, I know what I'm doing this next week. I was gonna go do some farm work and take some time off, but it looks like I am gonna take full advantage of that usage, because I have been running into issues where I'm just burning through usage so much with having to rebuild something after. Long story short, I was getting ready to launch this tool I've been working on for a few months, and uploaded the repository to CodeRabbit for an audit. And that led me down a path of choosing a different database schema and rebuilding the backend. It's almost done now. It was a ton of work these past 10 days. But, thankfully for CodeRabbit for finding those exploits for me. All right, it's just doing its thing, so I'm just waiting at this point. Let's go auto accepts. Oh my God, these are massive. What is going on here? All right, let's just go test the pop-up. Okay, so it's almost there. It's almost there. Yeah, it's the same. All right, for the pop-up module, it's still full width. So I like the spacing that you did on the top and the bottom of the card. Now let's do that on each side of the card. And then for the project's homepage, those cards are massive, right? We should be able to fit 4 or 5 cards per row and have 2 rows shown above the fold. So they should be smaller cards, not full screen module cards when you visit the project's homepage. I also need to look at what I'm cooking for tomorrow while this is working. That actually looks interesting. Smaller project cards, horizontal spacing. So it's still full width. So on the project's card homepage, it's still full width rows, right? Each project should be, think of it like a playing card. You know what? I think I'm just gonna give it an example because it's clearly missing the beat. Let's actually go to, maybe take this opportunity to go and look at these here. And then the spacing for the pop-up module, when you click on a card within the Kanban board view or the calendar view, it's still full width. We need to have that spacing on the left and right hand side of the pop-up. And then I'd also like to, on each project page itself, I would like the option to customize the first few rows with custom modules. I'm going to give you a screenshot of the example of one of my project workspaces within Notion at this moment. You're going to see that I have the flexibility of doing a full row, 2 rows, 3 rows. I can add little notepads. I can add toggle text fields. Please analyze and let me know if you have any questions. Let's incorporate this into each project page. Okay, let's give it the screenshot. 557, voila. And let's go test those changes in the meantime. Okay, I mean, I don't understand how this is so difficult. Maybe I'm just not explaining it right. And it looks like the full width is not doing the, you know, still full width here. And let's give it this. Did it already fix the other question I had? No way. No way it already did that. Yeah, no way it did that already. Now, what about the project home pages? I feel like it skipped it once I gave it another prompt. I mean, it is still missing the beat here. Add modules. Yeah, so I like the idea of module management, and the initial list of modules to create sound great to me. Let's just go ahead with both priority 1 and priority 2. And then for the flexible grid, I think the users, by default, it should be 1 column. But if you drag and drop a module and place it on the right-hand side of a module that's in a single column, it then creates 2 columns. But there should also be a triple dot drop down on the top right-hand side, allowing the user to then kind of dictate what each section will look like as far as format. And yes, it should be above the board and calendar tabs. In addition to that, it looks like the Popup module is still full width border to border. Let's resolve this. Please ultra think. Oh, and one little trick is I misspelled it there, but ultra think is all together, because this is like the 3rd time I've asked it. So that's when you kind of just give it a little nudge. You can also say, please be methodical and find a solution. Let's stop going in circles. I say that quite a bit when it feels like we're going in circles. New card. New card 1. New card's not working. That's interesting. Also, I'm testing adding a card. This was working on our first preview, but adding a card does nothing. No cards appear in the row that I tried to add them on regardless of the project. Please add this to your list. Please add this to your list. Cool. And we are just vibing. So in the meantime, kind of want to bring this down and continue working with our LinkedIn extension. Because why not? Let's see if we can just do vibe coding. Do a hard refresh. There's our link. Screen recording vibe coding. Interesting. I like that. Let's get some reply ideas here. There it is. Kind of like that one. Let's go with brief. I think it's missing the beat on the live stream, but we're just gonna roll with it. Please continue building out the features. Claude Code. Claude in Chrome is now available to all paid plans. Interesting. I tried looking for it and I couldn't find it. Let's go look again. Extension maybe? No, that doesn't look like that's from Anthropic. Who's the dev? Doesn't even show. Yeah. Let's go to Claude.ai and see if maybe it's something we have to install this way. Oh yeah, look at that. Cool. Oh, it is. It's just called Claude. Interesting. Let's add that to Brave. Claude's in your Chrome. Try participating in beta. Claude won't work perfectly or risk-free on all websites or tasks. Your inbox is full of meeting RSRVs. Can you have Claude archive only the RSVPs for you? Ready to roam Chrome, find apartment matching preferences, find available times and directly booking in calendar, unsubscribe from unwanted email chains. Interesting. Understand the risks. Malicious actors can hide instructions in websites, emails, and documents that trick AI into taking harmful actions without your knowledge, including accessing your accounts or files, sharing your private information, making purchases on your behalf, taking actions you never intended. So, I do love this. How to browse safely. Yes, yes, yes. Nice. Okay. What do we want to do with this? Let's say you are a freelancer. I already made a video about this. Let's go to Las Vegas. And let's go grab that Claude extension. Slide open. I understand. Next. Has a tab group access. It's open in a tab group. It can access the URL, context, okay. Use shortcuts to save time. Okay. I like the default model there. Can we change the model? No. Ask before acting. Please analyze this location on Google Maps and give me the following. Find me at least 5 businesses. 5 restaurants with 4.5 ratings or higher that don't have a website attached to the Google My Business profile. Also, search Google to see if they indeed have a website and it's simply not connected. Then give me a list of 10 total leads. 5 leads who need a website, 5 leads who need Google My Business configured. All right, let's see how it does with that. Right, it's actually very in-depth. Proof plan, use Google Maps tab to search for highly rated restaurants in Las Vegas, filter restaurants with 4.5 ratings, identify at least 5 restaurants without a website. Search Google for each restaurant to verify that they have a website not connected to their GMB. Complete a final list of 10 leads, 5 needing websites, 5 needing GMB configured. Bam, love it. All right, cool. Oh, we see it work real time as well. Look at that. So I'm going to hit notify me because we're going to go back to vibe coding our Notion replacement. But this was a fun little squirrel detour of, you know, when I read up on the extension, I tried accessing it when, you know, a lot of YouTube videos from Max subscribers were released, but it was a Max only thing. I only have Pro subscriptions. I will eventually upgrade to Max, I think here in about a month. But I'm getting by with my 2 Pro subscriptions right now. All right, looks like all of these changes are done. Fixed card module spacing, model spacing, fixed add card bug. Okay, and then it adjusted all of those. So let's go and take a look. Do a hard refresh. Let's go to project page. I don't really see anywhere to, interesting. don't know what it did. Okay. There's literally nowhere to, okay, it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. All right, it appears the only thing that you fixed was the add a card feature, which does work now, but the pop-up model is still full width, as well as each individual project homepage do not have all of those module features and different column features that you listed above. And it probably did all the work. It's just not being displayed, so I'm just letting it know. Okay, maybe I should switch to Opus. I'm on Sonnet 4.5 to save tokens, so we don't just kill it all right away. Nice, it's still working here. And I love how it's doing all this just real time. This is great. All right, let's give it a shot. Hard refresh there. Let's go full screen. Oh, maybe it was there. I wasn't looking over here. Text block. Let's do a checklist. Interesting. Okay. So I'm noticing the add module kind of row works, but it's below the toggles for board and calendar. It should sit above it, but below the title of the projects. In addition, I can't drag it and drop any of the modules. I can't move them by grabbing the three dots. Oh, I just got a message. Am I not live anymore? Let's see. Let's make sure we're live. Title of the project. In addition, I can't drag it and drop any of the... Interesting. Must just be an OBS error. Test. And then this is, man, that's so annoying. Yeah, you know, I'm having second thoughts. Let's hide that for now. It's a little perk that we want to add in later on. I might want to rebuild this since since I built this in a demo. I don't know. I feel like its foundation is not as solid as it can be. What do you think, chat? Think we should just rebuild it? Interesting. So it has its own tabs here, it looks like. Woo! Excuse me. I had a cough attack there. I had to hide my camera and mute the mic. My goodness. Now we can close that out of there now. Also, the pop-up module, when you click on a card, is still full width. Please stop going in circles. Be methodical about fixing this so that it has even spacing on the left and right hand side when you click a card and it pops up. Please and thank you. You know what? That actually just gives me an idea. Let's go ahead and add Claude Code extension deep dive. So if you're watching this live stream, you get a little teaser as to kind of what's coming down the pipeline here. Okay. Feels like it's been stuck on this one for a bit, no? Oh man, I really hope a store is still open today. I don't think they are. I do need to go get a few things. Shit. Oh, excuse my language. Continent. Yeah, everything closed early today. No, there's got to still be something open. It's just going to be insanely busy. All right, let's continue testing. All three issues have been fixed. Let's hope so. I mean, this has been an issue. Let's see. Bam. Let's go to projects. Ooh. Okay. Delete that. Delete that. Change color. Love that. Let's put notepads side by side. Okay, that's not working. Hey! Finally! My goodness. Much better. Ooh, script mode. Ooh, I don't remember inputting that. Okay. I like that a lot. Okay. We're making progress here. All right, we're making progress. Good job on the pop-up model. It's now formatted as we'd like. Now, for the header of each project homepage, the 3 dots conflict with the title of each module. Make sure the 3 dots is off to the top right-hand side of the border. And then the 6 dots that indicate you can drag and drop it should be center left of each module. And then I'm also noticing when I try to drag a module to the left or right-hand side of another module, it does not automatically create a second column. We need to incorporate this feature. Okay. A lot of little things we're going to have to fine tune, but that's all right. Close that out. Also, our manifesto for each project page, it should have a border and maybe a light bulb, and let's color it, or let's give the option to change the color of that field. And it shouldn't be completely full width, right? It should be very similar to other modules where we can specify if it's full width or create, multiple columns within that row. Looks, it did fix all that though, which is great. And let's go check on our Claude prompt. Spending cap reached. Oh, that's a bummer. How did I reach the spending cap already? That's kind of wild. Okay. Interesting. That's a bummer. Okay, I guess we're not going to finish that on today's live stream. But it did have enough to give us a response. So key finding, let's go back to our little squirrel moment here with Claude's extension. This is a challenging request because most high-rated restaurants already have websites connected. Restaurants they verified, Peppermill and Fireside Lounge has a website. Has a website. Okay, challenge with your request. Finding ratings that don't have websites is extremely difficult because to create a meaningful lead list for your business development, I would suggest expand the rating range. Look at 4.0 to 4.5, more likely to lack websites. Focus on smaller establishments and check for incomplete GMB. Okay. So it didn't generate, it did generate us a list, but they're not really qualified leads. So I'll save that for an actual breakdown when we record a video for that. So let's go back to vibing our clear Kanban. Okay, module controls, multi-column, manifesto, all right. Hard refresh. Great. Let's add module, notepad, nope. Add text block. Let's see if we can drag it into a second row. Nope. All right, it looks like that did not do anything. I'm going to show you a screenshot, but the icons are still kind of, intertwined with the title. And then when I try to drag a module off to the left or the right, it does not create a secondary column. And let's give it a screenshot here. Oh, and we've hit our limit. I do have another account, so I do want to finish this before it hits our limit. So let's just go to usage really quick, see which account I'm logged into. Okay, let's go log into this one instead. Bam. Continue. All right. Implemented, fixed, enhanced. No. Am I hard refreshing properly? Yeah, I am. Maybe try opening a private tab and going there? No, same issue. Same exact issue. The, move six dots is, everything's essentially still the same. You didn't fix anything. Yeah, there's really nothing else to say to it. Yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, I mean, almost. Okay, I see what it did. Okay. Even though I'm not happy with the aesthetics, we're going to continue on next week's live stream. I do have to get going. I have to cook a whole bunch of food for family dinner tomorrow. So, yeah. I hope everybody has a great holiday. Thanks for stopping by this live stream. Thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you want to see me work on something specific or you want to see me make a video about something specific. Let me know what you're interested in, and I'll add that to my queue. Just to give you a little teaser, tomorrow we're dropping the AI Christmas card generator, and then next week we're testing Gemini 3 Flash on Tuesday, and then 7 tips for Nano Banana Pro on the 1st of the new year. And then after that, something else can prioritize over here. Actually, I just got this recommendation from the chat from Tuesday's drop, but we're going to do a round 2 of comparing Gemini 3 Pro and Opus 4.5 on the same IDE, because if you go back and watch that video, you'll understand why. It wasn't a fair fight. So, but yeah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you next week. Cheers.